Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the first ARK bonus of the year, and today we're going to be discussing our settings for ARK Survival Evolved. These settings, based on any patches or changes that occur, they may change, they may stay the same, but regardless, we're going to be discussing the settings I enjoy using, the ones that I prefer using, the ones that just work for me, because every ARK survivor, every gamer enjoys their own unique settings. These are the settings I'm going to be using for Season 3. They're also the settings that are being used on the Fjordur cluster. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to discuss them when we were talking about when we were starting our beginner's guide for season 3. So season 3, still doing the beginner's guide, but now we're going to talk about the main menu, the settings of the main menu, starting with the general ARK rules. So difficulty level is 1.0. Yeah, so that's just the max difficulty of the game. That is all default. XP multiplier, it's 1.5 because I like to go quickly in this game. I don't like the 1.0 default. That's just me. So, yeah, I mean, in episode 2, we're already into what is in metal tools. So, yeah, I just personally prefer a 1.5 XP multiplier. That's just me. I like flying through things. I like things getting done. Taming speed. They changed this a long time ago, so now it's 3.0, but I still have it to 6.0. Yeah, so the higher the value makes taming faster. 6.0 is a good speed. Means taming will not take as long as it normally, would. So depending on the creature, some creatures tame up right quick, others take forever. But yeah, 6.0 tends to work out. Let's see. So that is default. Third person camera. Player join. This is just in case if for whatever freakish reason someone is able to join my single player. I don't know how, but yeah, just in case that were to happen. Crosshair, of course. PvE mode. This is for cryopods, which are around level, I think it's 50, I think. Or 51, I can't remember. It's 50 or 51 when you get cryopods. If you have this check, that disables the cryo sickness, so you don't have that 4 or 5 minute cooldown between cryopods. I have that checked because cryo sickness annoys me. Player map location, yes. Maximum difficulty allows dials up to 150, yes. PvP gamma, sure. Corpse locator, yeah. Structure placement, collision, yes. Unlimited respecs, yes. And no on that. And the platform, I don't really build on platform saddles, so yeah, that's why I don't have that checked. So the advanced settings, this is where things get fun. Because this is where things get tricky. And I encourage y'all to play around with these. You can get some really interesting outcomes. Tribor, yeah, I'll keep that checked even though it's single player, sure. Cave building, I'm considering maybe doing some cave building this season. That might be fun, so that's why I have that checked. Flyer carry PvE, yes, because I want my flyers to be able to pick things up and drop them into taming pens. All that not checked, yes. Let's see, default. Diseases. I am not a fan of diseases in this game. I'm not a fan of rabies. So yeah, prevent diseases. That is checked. Non-permanent diseases. That is checked in case any of my creatures get leeched. So yeah, force allow cave flyers. I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Let's see, default. Okay. So, imprinting, disable the buff? No, why would you want to do that? Poop interval, that's default. Egg lay interval, I have changed that. Because I want eggs fast. I want a good amount of eggs right fast. So yeah, my dinos will be pooping out eggs pretty fast. If they're female. If they're male, they'll poop out a different kind of egg called poop. Mating interval 0.001. That means the cooldown between their mating cycle is reduced to anywhere between 1 to I think 6 or 7 minutes, and I like that, especially when super breeding. It makes super breeding so much easier. Hatch speed, yeah, that's been sped up. Mature speed and cuddle interval multiplier. This is when, as they mature, there's a timer that counts down. Once that timer gets down to 0, they're going to want a cuddle, a walk, or they're going to want to be fed something. Yeah, but the mathematical formula that goes between these two, it's an average of 15 to 16 minutes between each cuddle, which is really helpful. This is all default. Let's see, default. Day cycle speed and day and night speed. So the day cycle speed is how fast ARK days go by. I have that reduced, sliced in half. So I have longer days than I do nights because that allows me to do more during the day, which gives me more recording time. Nighttime speed, that needs to be 2.5 actually. So that way my nights go by really fast. Except for when you go to Aberration. When you're on Aberration, it's important that all of these, because Aberration has a 3-day night cycle. It'll say 90% day, 10% night. It's kind of weird. So when you go to Aberration, you need to go into your settings and make sure all 3 of these are 1.0. But for all the other maps, it doesn't matter. You can have these set to whatever. This is just what I have it set to. Yeah. Just so I have longer days and shorter nights. I do not know why that was set to 2.0 though. Spoiling time, 2.0. That means things are going to spoil twice as fast. So I can get more spoiled meat for narcotics. Let's see. Okay, let's see. That's default. These have been adjusted because I want dinos that have better hit points. And yeah, okay. Not player, not experience. But I want dinos with better hit points and that dish out better melee. All the other stats I really don't care about. But yeah, especially since they added the Carcharodontosaurus, which does spawn in the tech cave, which is going to be a nightmare to deal with. Gigas are bad enough in the tech cave. Carcharodontosaurus, that's going to be a nightmare. I am going to be... that, yeah, especially on single player, that is going to be a pain in the butt. So, Thank you, everyone who pressured the devs into adding Carcharodontosaurus. You guys made me so happy. It's a shame they share all spawn spots. If Carcharodontosaurus did not spawn the tech cave, I'd love it. Since it spawns in the tech cave, I hate it. Yeah. No. Gigas are bad enough. I can do a Giga. I can't do a Carcharodontosaurus because it moves faster than a Giga. No. So yeah, that's why I have... My dinos are going to be a little bit beefier this season. And in the Fjorder cluster. Okay, that was all default. Let's see. Default. Floating damage text. That allows all those little numbers you see. The green numbers are what we dish out. The yellow numbers are what the enemy dishes out. Custom recipes. Yes, this is a video in and of itself. Once we get the industrial cooker unlocked, which is like level 80 something. Yeah, so we're way off from this. Raid dino feeding. Yeah. It's... I just turned it on because it... Even though it says Titanosaur, a lot of people say it also affects the Titans on Extinction. So yeah. That's why I have this turned on, because apparently it also affects the Titans. Let's see. Default. I do have the loot crate quality beefed up a little bit. Should be 1.0. But the reason is because you usually get crap loot on story arcs. So... yeah, that's why I have it beefed up. I may turn that down if I start getting too much stuff. Like if I open a blue crate, which you need to be level 25, and I start getting shotguns. Yeah, I'm gonna turn down the quality. But if I'm getting just like, you know, normal stuff you get from a blue crate, like armor and stuff like that, and it just happens to be slightly higher, I'll keep it. But I have not. I changed this at the end of season 2, so I haven't had much time to play around with it. Fishing loot 1.0, fuel 1.0. Yeah. This is supposed to be like 1.15 or something, but I turned it down because it goes by too fast. And then active event. They say this is where you can enter the codes for an active event. I don't use it. I go into the INI files on Steam and activate events that way. But I also type in the event here just to be safe. So we could turn on the Easter event, Valentine's Day, summer event, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Winter Wonderland. Yeah. And then Ingrams. Yeah, that's not important. Yeah. So, but that's pretty much it for the settings I use. Now when it comes to the mods, these are the only 2 mods I have. The Megalosaurus No Sleep Saddle and the Structures Plus. I talked about them in the beginner's guide, but I'll talk about them again here. Structures Plus, I really enjoy it because I am very, very OCD when it comes to building a base. And S Plus really helps out with that. You have near flawless snap points. You can build all sorts of wacky structures. If you accidentally pick up something you didn't mean to, the rest of the structure won't collapse. It'll freeze in place. Of course, you have to go through the INI files and fool around with that too. The only thing that still will collapse are stairs. unless it's the spiral stairs. Spiral stairs won't collapse, but regulars as well as ramps, those will collapse. So yeah, that's kind of a downside. But you still need to build pillars. You still need foundation support. Unless you do what I do, which is go in the INI files, which I would show today, but yeah, that's gonna be another video. I'll show you all another day. Cause it is a lot. Cause my PC, the way I go into the INI files is very different from other people. Everyone's like, go through this, go through that, go through it this way. I can't do that. My PC will not let me do it that way. I can still get into my game settings, but I'm sorry for the squeaky voice right there. I just had to take an alternate route that no one else will have. And then the Megalosaurus no sleep saddle. Megalosaurus, they are beefy, but they go to sleep during the day. They're only up during the night. They're only useful during the night. But with the no sleep saddle mod, they are perfect all day round. They will, once you tame one up and slap that saddle on them, they will wake up. They will not have sleep debt, and they will hit like a truck. And that's good because Megalosaurus, they are good. Okay? They are really good in boss fights. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the mods. You can also add mod maps here as well, but mods, the only downside of mods is that they can, depending on the mod, slow down your game, especially the mod size, how fine of a PC you have, or PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. Oh wait, no, PlayStation and Xbox can't get mods, that's right. Slipped my mind for a second. But it can slow down your game. So that's why I did a long while back a custom ARK with ARK editions, and I stopped doing that series just because of how slow and how much lag I was starting to do. I really enjoyed it. I love the ARK editions mod, but it is just so slow, and my game actually crashed multiple times while I was making videos because of that mod. And it's not the ARK editions that's now being sponsored. It was the one that has like 20 or 30 different dinos. It's not the sponsored one. But yeah, it crashed, and I was just like, no. It was before it was sponsored anyway, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna keep doing that. It's a cool mod, but if my game's gonna crash every 5 to 10 minutes, no. If you're having just one bad day, okay, but if it's every single episode or most every single episode, no, I'm sorry. But yeah. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to be covering non-single player servers. I'm not going to be covering dedicated servers, procedural arcs, or non-dedicated sessions. Simply because I have never played those before. I have no experience, and since I have no experience, I feel it's not my place to discuss those. Because I don't want to put out any false information. But yeah, that's gonna do it pretty much for this little ARK bonus. Hey, I hope this gave you some insight into your ARK settings if you're a brand new survivor. I hope you enjoyed the game if you haven't played it already. If you haven't checked out my first beginner's guide, go check that out. I put that out yesterday. Episode 2 is just came out right before this video did. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.